I'm Igor and this is The List Building Lifestyle, a podcast for anyone who wants to build a wildly profitable email list working from home. If you'd like to make six figures, travel the world, and help people improve their lives in the process, then this podcast is for you. I also invite you to attend a free workshop at Igor.ac, where I'm teaching how I made $21,779.45 in affiliate commissions by sending just 481 clicks to my affiliate link in one day. I'm also explaining why I walked away from ClickBank and I don't promote ClickBank offers anymore, as well as the 5 things I look for in a perfect affiliate offer. I'm even going to show you the one-page website that I used to make over $500,000 in affiliate commissions this year, and I'll even bribe you to attend this workshop by giving you a $497 value course that shows you how to cherry-pick high-converting affiliate offers for your next affiliate promotion. In addition, I'll even give you the 3 offers I'm promoting right now that are making me money as we speak. All that and more at Igor.ac. And now it's time to claim your list building lifestyle.
Welcome back to the List Building Lifestyle Show. My name is Terrence Lackey, and it's my distinct pleasure to introduce you to Igor K-Feds. Hey, Igor, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. How are you liking the List Building Lifestyle so far?
Hey, man, List Building Lifestyle podcast. I'm super excited that it's back on. It's something that's been at the top of my selection list for podcasts for years now, and hey, I'm glad to actually see it there. Go back and listen to it. I don't like my own voice, but I like yours and what you put out there. So and I'm really excited that there's a lot of list builders out there that get the opportunity to get re-engaged with you and the community. So I'm super pumped about it, man. And we had a pretty scary episode last one about COVID-19 and some bleak predictions for the future. We promised everyone we would talk about your biggest financial setback. So I've been kind of waiting for this episode to hear what you have to say, because you hear all the success stories. Not everybody is really looking forward to sharing their setbacks and some of the things that they've had to learn or endure or go surpass. So, without further ado, Igor, share with us, what's been some of your biggest financial setbacks and how'd you get past them?
Yeah, there's so many things I regret doing now, kind of looking back on the last, I would say 10 years or so in my journey. Because in many ways, the reason why I like so much what we do, the reason I love affiliate marketing and list building is because while it's not a big corporate business, it still is a small business in a way, right? We're entrepreneurs. And entrepreneurship is a journey that forces you to continuously evolve. And when I started on this journey, I genuinely believed there was only one thing I need to figure out, and that is how to make money. But I was wrong, because keeping money is even harder, and it's something you absolutely have to figure out, because over the years, if I calculate how much money I've wasted on stupid stuff, really just money that as easily as it came in, it went out just as easily. We're talking literally over $1 million. It just vanished into thin air. And if I'm just kind of thinking of a few things I could have done with that $1 million today, oh wow, so many things come to mind, and so many different bad words come to mind as well. So I just wanted to take these 20 minutes we'll spend together and share with you about some of the regrets I have about how I manage my money, as well as some of the professional regrets I have as well. For example, did you know, Terrence, that for the first 5 years of running Igor Solo Ads, the solo ad agency, I did not build, and I can't believe I'm even saying that, I did not build a buyer's list.
Wow. Drop the mic. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh! Wow. What I just you're the list building lifestyle Don. What led to that realization that hey, I need a list?
Well, so in the first 5 years of running Igor Solo Ads, there was no list at all. There was just a Gmail inbox, my personal Gmail inbox at the time, kfits.igor@gmail.com. Now, right now, this inbox redirects to my support desk. So if you want to send an email and maybe give feedback about the show, or give us some episode suggestions, feel free. It's kfitz, my last name, .igor@gmail.com. It's just a Gmail inbox, and people emailed me and asked for clicks. And that's it. It was not a business. That's the thing. I started out, I was just a kid. I had no business sense. And while I built my list from which I sold solo ads, for some reason, it never occurred to me that I should be building a prospect list and a buyer's list for Igor's solo ad agency as well. And it was years later when I finally started doing that. Of course, that not only doubled, it pretty much quadrupled business overnight, because I was able to just send out an email and say, hey, we got a 20% off on traffic. Just, talk to us. And all of a sudden, bam, we got going. And then, yeah, I've got no excuse. It's just an embarrassing mistake.
5 years of money on the table. Well, I'm going to throw that one up every now and then and remind you of it. But at least you got there, right? So, and by the way, you were a kid. I mean, I tell you, if you ever want to, I'm not sure if you updated your YouTube channel, but I've checked that out, ages ago. And I actually ran across you, and I was like, who is this kid? He looks like he's just out of high school. And that's you from back then. So it's just the time that you put in, the grind in the business, and learning the skills to be successful in online marketing and list building and solo ads. You've done it from an early age. So, don't let that turn anyone off, because that's certainly something that's admirable. But if you ever want to see Igor in his, I don't know, how old were you? 19, 18, 21? You were young. Yeah. Baby face, so check it out. It's worthwhile. And you were so serious in a lot of those videos. I saw a couple of them, and you had some what do you call it? Some bonuses, and you were grinding back then. So you know what? I'm glad you found the money on the table, and now it makes you sick thinking about it. So that's money left on the table, and I won't tell you about some of my financial setbacks and silly things I've done in marketing as well, but I think we all have. But do you have any more you want to share with us? This is getting pretty juicy.
Yeah, absolutely. First, I can't believe you even brought those videos up. Those are, I think I took down most of them, but there may be some still floating around. And Dennis would occasionally send me some of these and make fun of me, because I still have my baby voice in those videos, and I didn't figure out camera angles. I still didn't figure out sound. So you would see me standing in the middle of like a park, and there would be cars in the background. So it'd be car noise and highway noise. And I would be saying something and you can't hear me. And I was like, what did I expect? How did I expect to recruit people into Global Domains International, which was the MLM I promoted at the time, if they can't even hear me? I was like, what am I doing? But yeah, it is what it is. So, but it's quite an incredible feeling to go back and watch these videos. I'll tell you that a lot changed since then. Another big mistake that cost me millions of dollars is I was running one-offer funnels, and I was not like I didn't have a funnel or a pipeline of offers to put in front of somebody. So they say that what's the best time to sell something to your customer?
The time when they buy something from you, right? When they spend at least $1 with you, that's when you need to hit them.
Exactly. Right when they buy something from you, you offer them something else. So I did not understand the concept back then, and I ran one offer funnel. So they bought a product from me for $9.95. That's it. I wouldn't send them anything else. In fact, I would be putting them on a special list of people that I wouldn't mail, because I was afraid to annoy them by offering them more stuff. Incidentally, today, my approach is complete opposite. If you got on my webinar and you purchase something, I'll send you more offers right away. If you got on my webinar, you did not purchase anything, I'll try to follow up with you and suggest you buy. Suggest, I guess, is the wrong word. I will try to convince you to buy. But, if you're not buying after a certain point, I don't waste time on you. Because, if you don't want to buy, you don't want to buy, and that's it. I'll just focus on the people who do. And all the segmentation in my business is now geared towards the people who take action, be it clicking, opening emails, buying stuff, coming to webinars and stuff like that. So completely different mindset, complete opposite of what I was supposed to be doing. But there you go. Another mistake I learned the hard way.
Ooh, that's a hard one too. And I tell you, as a customer, as someone who buys online materials, courses, I enjoy it. I enjoy learning and finding new things and learning new things and improving my business. And so I got a bit of shiny object syndrome intentionally. I actually get upset when I don't see any kind of follow-up offer. I say I buy the front end, and then I'm looking forward to seeing the upsell. And then when it's not there, I'm left kind of, okay, well, I might have bought something else from you, but where is it at? So that's a big lesson to learn there, that they trust you when they buy something from you. So, when you don't offer it, then they're kind of left disappointed with their hands empty. So, yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, I think what lots of marketers don't realize is that people enjoy buying. Like, nobody likes being sold to. I get that. But people enjoy buying the products they love. So if your thing, and it is my thing as well, is to buy, programs and software and packages related to making money online, then you just keep buying more of that stuff, right? There's a reason why, a buyer is a buyer, because we get a great feeling from the act of purchase.
Yep.
And people don't realize that. Like, people who sell products who have the wrong ideas about marketing, they simply don't recognize that it's not like they're being intrusive, or it's not like they're being like a pest. Like, quite the opposite. You're a welcome guest.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? My biggest thing is not that people don't like buying or they hate being sold to. They hate being sold something that they don't need, or they don't, they somehow feel like they were hoodwinked into getting. But when you find something that you sell them that meets a need, and you deliver on what you sell them and what you promise them, it's a happy sale all the way around. And that's where you build a community, and you actually get people that they're looking forward to your next product, or the next release in your store, or whatever, your next painting. And my daughter's a painter, and your next painting comes out because they're satisfied with the one they purchased. So, yeah, the times that I've been upset about buying something, or is when I got something that wasn't as advertised, or the value wasn't there, or the quality wasn't there, and I felt cheated. So you buy a nice car and you spend a lot of money on it, and you get in that car and you floor it, and it nails you to the back of the seat. That's when you're happy, and you might not be happy with the amount of money you spent on it, but you're definitely not feeling cheated. So, yeah, man. So, all right. So you left some money on the table there. So, and it's starting to stack up. There's a virtual loss here, Igor. What else do you have? Anything else as far as financially is concerned that you kind of look back now and kind of see as a setback? That you might have been a lot farther along than you are now.
Yeah, absolutely. I also spend a lot of time chasing their own market. I feel that, in order to create a great business that sells a lot of product, that makes you wealthy, that makes the customers happy, is you need the perfect offer positioned in front of the perfect customer, positioned through the perfect media. So my media was always email. After trying a few, free medias, I eventually switched to paid traffic and email. And even the paid traffic itself was originating from email, which I still recommend and teach in my programs. But it's the market, it's the customer. I did not set my target on a customer that was willing to spend money. And that was a big mistake, because I spent a lot of time generating traffic and putting offers in front of people who simply were not willing to buy. So I could have invested just as much, if not less effort, positioning offers in front of a different group of people. Again, not working more, not working harder, just positioning the product in front of a different group of people, and would have made more money.
Wow, I actually just wrote that down. What a revelation. You're absolutely perfect offer, perfect customer, perfect media. Man, so you spent years, directing your offers, or how did you drop the ball on this, and how did you come to the realization that this is the winning formula?
Well, the first thing I assumed was that most people are like me. And me at the time, I was trying to get every product for free. I would get on torrent sites like Pirate Bay, and I would look for the free stuff, and I felt that everyone out there is feeling about buying products exactly like me. Like it's a necessity, however, it's an evil, like it's a necessary evil. I had no idea what my best customer was feeling, what they were thinking, what their outlook on life was. Like, for example, I was really, really young. So I could not understand people who had a job but did not like the job. I did not understand people who were facing retirement in 10 years and were thinking about things like building a nest egg, leaving a legacy, death, right? Those ideas were simply not on my radar. So when I would market the products, I would pick the wrong products and I would, market them the wrong way. I would use their own copy and overall just do so many mistakes, make so many mistakes and completely ignore what the marketplace was telling me. I was really guilty of that for a long, long time. And there's a reason, why I spent the first 3.5 years making no money. It's cause and effect. Like a lot of people blame their lack of success on some guru that scammed them or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's all cause and effect, and my actions got me the exact results I deserved.
Wow. So that's so far we have three, and your actions are absolutely right. The actions are going to lead to the results. And so now you've shared with us, that you didn't have a list to start out with. You didn't have a real funnel where you had upsells, and then your targeting was off. Was with regard to customer and the media and the offer. So man, that's exactly why people plug into mentors, they plug into coaches, they plug into programs to kind of learn these things and going forward. So these are huge things that man, I bet would have made you millions more. Well, that's three. Igor, do you have any more, or are we?
Yeah, I would like to shift to personal money decisions. So once I've made the money, I made lots of bad decisions with regards to what to do with it. And, I lost a lot of money on stupid stuff. First off, lost a ton of money on designer clothes. I have no idea why I bought so much designer clothes at the time, both for myself and for my soon-to-be wife at the time. But I derived no pleasure from it. And I don't know, it's something that I was, I guess, programmed to believe I needed to buy when I had money. But once I bought a lot of it, after a few years, I was like, why do I keep buying more Adidas t-shirts? Or why do I need a polo or a Ralph Lauren, hoodie? Like, I have 16 hoodies. What am I doing? Right? So there was like this shift in attitude at some point after spending tens of thousands of dollars on clothes I didn't need, because I would still end up wearing my old clothes anyway. For some reason, all of that clothes would just be stuck in the closet until the day I would donate it. So that was a big revelation right there. So tens of thousands of dollars right off to this expensive clothes I didn't need.
Well, yeah, that's with our society, you see all the TV programs, all the stars, the 1% of the 1%, and that's kind of, you start thinking, I know a lot of people start thinking about success is defined that way, and I'm kind of with you. I used to think like that myself. Now, success is not having to worry about what things cost in the grocery store to me, or pumping gas and not checking the price. That's more security, not having to worry. That's success to me. But I'm with you. I wear the same clothes over and over again from, unfortunately, I hate to say, I have a lot of things. I've been trying to purge my closet, but I'm like, oh, hey, I had this back in the late 80s or early 90s or something like that. So not a lot, but there's I hate to get rid of things that I love, and I get nostalgic about clothes for some reason. Hey, I wore this one during a marathon or something like that. So I feel you, man.
Yo, it's Igor. If you're loving the content, hop on over to listbuildinglifestyleshow.com for more free training and a free transcript of this episode. Oh, and I'd really appreciate if you logged into iTunes and rated the show. It really helps. Thanks.
Man, so just unwise spending or spending against on things that are kind of vanity items and not really something that brings enrichment to your life. So
Yeah.
that's a big one. That's a big one. Wow. Well, Igor, if I had to tally it up, man, let's see. What do you think? So,
Oh, we're not done yet. We're not
oh
done
no,
yet. I've
okay,
got more vanity spending to share.
go for it.
So the next item on the list was restaurants. I probably ate through at least $250,000 in restaurants over the years. Again, at some point I stopped counting because it became too painful. But at one point, I would not eat at home at all. And me and my wife would go out. That was before Erica. We would go out and eat 3 times a day. We would eat out. And we wouldn't go out to like McDonald's. We would go out to high-end spots, breakfast spots, lunch spots, supper spots. So we almost never ate at home. Almost never. And every time we would go out, we would drop at least $100 on a meal. So that's every day, 3 meals a day. So it's at least $300 per day, every day on restaurants. Stupid spending. First off, I got fat real quick, but it was just stupid because right now, because of the lockdown, the quarantine, you can't go out. I noticed that we can get by on $250 a week on a family of 4 people for groceries, and we eat healthy, and it's just fine, So there was a lot of stupid spending, and of course it was even more than that. More than $100 per meal per 3 times a day when we would be abroad, because there, it's restaurant galore. I think the only thing we've done whenever we went anywhere was go to restaurants.
That's one that sneaks up on you, isn't it? That's one that you don't really think about. It kind of, one meal here, one meal there. You really don't. I know I don't until I look at my bank statement, and I have this app on my bank has that kind of lumps all the restaurants into one part, and I see the percentage that I spent on meals, and it sometimes is quite shocking. If you're looking for funds or finances to drive your business or get that next program, maybe it might be as much as cooking at home, having a sandwich, or for as much money as you were dropping, you could have hired a cook, right?
Yes.
Less expensive. So that's definitely being aware of what you're financing, what's going out, and making sure that's in line with what your goals are. So that's a good. So what else do you have? Do you have another one?
Yeah, absolutely. So then there's toys. Then there's toys that are absolutely made no sense whatsoever. Things like furniture that I wanted to brag about to my friends. Things about buying gadgets that I didn't need. At one point I had 15 laptops. Why? No reason whatsoever. I've purchased every single iPhone that came out since the moment I've had money, and usually I would purchase them in multiple copies, because I would get one for myself and for my wife, and then my old one would go to my parents, and their old one would go to my nephews. So I ended up supplying my whole family with iPhones for generations. Then, besides that, there's a whole other category which I noticed, and that is, where did that money go? Right? So that's basically money that disappears, but you have no idea where did it go, and you can't find it. It's not a restaurant. It's not a plane ticket. It's not that T-shirt you bought. But it disappears.
That's a real good point. Because you'll look at I look at my wife and I do that. We look at the account and then we look at each other like, hey, what happened? We had X number of dollars here at this point, and now it's you dig into it, and it's just like a little leaky bucket, and the little things just kind of add up, and next thing you know, it's down to significantly less. So that I can definitely relate to that, especially on the toys side. I got kids that are they want the latest iPhone, and it's easy enough for any phone company to give you an upgrade, and then you signed up for $1,000 phone times, I don't know, 4 people in your family. Yeah, I can feel you on these as well, definitely. All right, so we got the toys on the personal side, we got the restaurants, the toys. I think a lot of people can relate to these. And the clothes, it's kind of, you just got to make a decision on how you want to approach that. So what else, Igor? Is there another one that you want to throw in there?
There's another one that comes down to travel, which means plane tickets, hotel stays, and all sorts of things that you would buy on a trip. But there's two sides to it. First off, lots of travel I've done was out of boredom, and I don't necessarily value the experiences I've got. With a few exceptions of when I would travel with friends, for instance, and that was really fun. But, the one thing I do not regret about spending tons of money on travel was flying business class. I think my most favorite part traveling would be to feel like I am a rich person by being a young guy in a business class full of old rich people, right? And I would be looking around and I'm like, yep, I'm the youngest one here. That says something about me. And I love that part for sure. I absolutely love that. But this brings me to one of the biggest regrets, and that is that I never really gotten the mind for investing early on. So in between all of this different spending, there was also taxes, which is something you can't avoid. You have to pay them. You can get creative. You can hire a really good tax lawyer and an accountant, and they will tell you what to do, which I did not do early on. For the first couple of years, when I was making money, I was just paying like flat out taxes, which was stupid in my opinion. But it is what it is. I've gotten much better at it now. But then there's also the aspect of investing. And you see, making money is a totally different mindset from investing money. Great investors are not great at making money, and people who make money and they're good at it, typically, salespeople or marketers, they suck at investing because they never develop that skill. It is a rare occurrence to meet someone who's got both. For example, my friend Aiden Booth, who runs Niche Profit Classroom, he's actually really good at both. He's really good at making money, and he's really good at investing it as well. So he invests in real estate. But yeah, I really wish I have gotten over myself, gotten a mentor about investing money, and started investing in stocks or real estate or something like that early on, because I would have multiplied my income many times over by now, instead of having to feel like it's, like you said, a leaking bucket, which I always have to fill from the top, even though it's leaking from the bottom. Because that's how life felt and still continues to feel for many years now. Yes, I make a lot, but also spend a lot. So you end up creating this hamster wheel where, you got to run the next promotion to pay for whatever toys you purchased last week. Now, thankfully, I was able to purchase all these toys and do all this stuff without debt. And along the way, another thing that I ended up spending a lot of money on was my family. Now, some decisions I do regret. For example, all the money I gave to my brother, right, and kind of ended up conditioning him to expect it, and develop this this passive attitude of, okay, whatever was going to happen, my brother's going to give me money and fix it for me, right? But some things I'm happy about. For example, that I purchased a condo for my parents. That was cool. Although the taxes on that were crazy, but that was cool. That made me feel like I've paid my debt to them. Because I've always been brought up with the feeling that I owe it to my parents to take care of them. So
yeah, that's got to be a great feeling right there.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I could see that one. Unfortunately, I never got a chance to do that, but that's definitely something I could see to be kind of rewarding, although very expensive, but rewarding as well. Man, so that's a top 10, Igor. You believe it or not, you've gotten to number 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. So from 4 to 10, those are personal, things that are in your life story that, you maybe didn't think of, or didn't realize until later how much money you dropped. And then your top 3, of course, were business, and that's money kind of left on the table. So yeah, there's two sides, right? There's money left on the table, and then money that you let slip away. So there's kind of a double-edged sword there to your financial setbacks. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at this, obviously this is going to be different for different people, because some people will say, yeah, I love buying designer brands and it makes me feel good the same way it makes you, Igor, feel good when you fly business class. So to each his own. But I want you to identify what it is that really makes you happy, and spend the bulk of your money on that, but also don't forget to invest. And before we wrap up, Terrence, I would like to share number 11,
Oh, okay,
if I may.
sure. Go for
So
it.
the one last thing that I do regret spending money on, which may change, we may come back to this conversation 5 years from today, and you're going to ask me, so do you still regret it? But the one thing I still regret is spending money on is Bitcoin, because I've lost, I don't have the exact number, but it's roughly in the area of about $55,000 to $65,000 on Bitcoin.
Wow.
And I lost that money in many different ways. First way I lost money was by investing about 30,000 into a Bitcoin, into an altcoin, an alternative coin called Ormi coin. When I invested into it, it was worth $3.60 per coin. Now it's less than $1, I think. You can look it up. It's ORME on worldmarketcap.com. So that was a bad decision. Actually went on a friend's hunch, and that was just terrible. So then I've also invested and purchased Bitcoin right around the time when it was growing. So remember that craze when it was going like climbing to 18,000 US or 20,000 US?
Yep, I jumped on that bandwagon too.
Yes, everyone did. And I really went in. So I purchased at the high price. And I didn't just purchase 0.03 of a Bitcoin. I went on and I purchased whole Bitcoins. So then the price went down, so automatically lost a lot of money. Then a couple of things happened. One exchange where I've had money got hacked. So my account got emptied.
Oh, no.
All the money went out. And the other two exchanges went bankrupt. One of them is Canadian, another one is in Europe. So as of right now, I still have Bitcoins. The total value of those Bitcoins, it's far lower than what I've invested. And the only way this will pay me is if 10 years or 50 years from now, Bitcoin will actually go up in value and be worth something. In that case, that was a good decision, even considering I lost lots of Bitcoins. But, for now, that still remains on my shame list, if you will.
Wow, that's, I share your shame on the Bitcoin bit, and I lost a handsome amount myself. I cashed in on the craze. Man, Igor, thank you very much for being so transparent with the list builders and all the listeners about your financial setbacks. Not many people are secure enough to admit a lot of these things. And you know what it tells me that I'm happy to know someone who actually went down a lot of these trials and tribulations and can actually speak to them with authority. So, hey, that's I admire that, and thanks a lot for that. Any closing words on this episode? I think this is a fantastic episode. We went a little long, but I think it was well worth it, because a lot of people out there can probably relate to a lot of what you put out there. And it's not just, it's not just them. It's other people have experienced as well. Any closing comments on this one, Igor?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want my mistakes to stir you guys away from being aggressive and executing and making key decisions to move your life forward. Because even though I lost lots of money, and there's more things like buying mentoring and coaching from people I should have bought mentoring and coaching from, and buying cars that end up costing me more money to own than they cost to purchase and things like that, I still believe that done is better than perfect. And the experience that I've got from owning these cars or from spending that money and the lessons I've learned is still outweighs the amount of dollars I lost. Because to me, there's other forms of profit besides money, which, it's more of a subjective experience. I'll tell you, I'll agree with that. But another thing you have to consider is this. I remember when I was having a conversation with my accountant about some sort of tax loophole that I wanted to use, but he suggested not to, in order not to attract attention, because it was a gray area. And he told me something. I said, but Arik, isn't like $15,000 a year a lot of money to pay for taxes? To which, he said, yes, it is a lot of money to pay for taxes, but 15,000 a year for the rest of your life is not a high price to pay to stay out of jail, which is, completely changes your frame about the whole scenario.
It does, absolutely.
Yeah, so a frame is important, the frame with which you look at things. So yeah, my advice is this. Even though I made a ton of mistakes, I'm still happy I made those mistakes. And I want to say this, done is better than perfect. Don't expect things to be perfect and assume you'll always make mistakes. Just make those mistakes with as minimum of an impact, of a negative impact as possible in your wallet. Take the lessons and know that you will profit from these lessons far more till the rest of your life than the one-time amount of money you've lost learning the lesson.
Excellent advice. Done is better than perfect. I love it. That's a great way to look at life, and you can never achieve unless you venture something. So perfection's hardly ever achieved. Well, this is a great episode. It's going to go into the can now, Igor. I know that we talked about a lot of things, a lot of failures and that kind of thing on this particular episode. It might give some people some anxiety. I know our country and then the world right now has a lot of anxiety going around about the COVID thing and the future and employment and the economy. I think we talked about the next episode. We might be hitting on those anxieties and how you can ethically tap into that to actually profit from. So, I look forward to talking to you about that.
Yeah, can't wait to chat about that because, to be honest with you, that sounds evil, but that's how nearly everything is sold. So we better do what works, right? Otherwise, we should expect different results.
Well, be there or be square. Until next time, this is the List Building Lifestyle Show. Terrence Lackey, Igor K-Feds. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the List Building Lifestyle. Get access to previous episodes, the transcription of today's show, as well as other exclusive content at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. Also, don't forget to claim your free seat at the workshop I'm hosting this week, where I showed the two-step system that made me the top affiliate for people like Matt Basak, John Crestani, Richard Legg, Michael Cheney, and many, many others. In fact, on this workshop, I'm going to show you the exact approach I take whenever I promote an affiliate offer, the exact offers I promote, as well as how I was able to make over $500,000 in commissions using my small list of just 18,000 people promoting a weird type of product that almost no one else promotes. All that is yours at igor.ac. So go ahead, claim your seat right now, and I'll see you there.